all obstructionists in 2018. President Trump has been calling out the obstructionists in Congress. They tend to be the Democrats in the Senate who are doing all they can to remove Trump from power and stop his agenda from being successful. Well, in 2018, Trump has the chance to make some great changes if the voting public will help. He could have fewer obstructionists in the Senate. There is nothing like this that has happened in a while and could really get things going in D.C. Advertisement. There are 10 Democrat senators that are up for re-election in states that Trump claimed victory in during the 2016 election. He will potentially be able to counter out establishment Republican senators with small government conservatives. Yes, he can fight this liberal, deep state obstructionism if the American people do what they are supposed to do. Vote out the loser senator in your state and make sure you fight for freedom and the American people's agenda. Debbie Stabino, Michigan. Advertisement. Bob Casey Jr., Pennsylvania. Sherrod Brown, Ohio. Joe Manchin, West Virginia. Bill Nelson, Florida. Joe Donnelly, Indiana. Claire McCaskill, Missouri. John Tester, Montana. Heidi Heitkamp, North Dakota. Tammy Baldwin, Wisconsin. Senate seats are crucial for Trump's America First agenda, plus, the more Neil Gorsuch-type justices he can appoint during his tenure, the better. Will you help President Trump remove all of these obstructionists from Congress and make America great again? The future generations of America could be set up for success if these senators are voted out. We could truly make America the dynasty it should be. All we have to do is vote properly and ignore the mainstream media. These obstructionists do no good for the American people. They are fighting Trump because they fear the loss of their power and their lobbying. Share this story to make sure these 10 are voted out ASAP. Kamala Harris tries to rip Trump, ends up proving she didn't earn her law degree by studying. Like numerous other liberal losers in D.C., Senator Kamala Harris is vehemently opposed to President Trump pardoning Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Arpaio was convicted of profiling Latinos. He violated a court-mandated order that he stop serving his county by booting out illegals. However, President Trump has signaled he is ready to pardon Arpaio. He was just doing his job, he told a crowd of supporters in Phoenix, Arizona Tuesday. The sheriff is going to be just fine, the president said, suggesting a pardon was on the horizon. It has been let loose that President Trump is already filling out the appropriate paperwork and going through the appropriate channels to get it done. Advertisement. One of the talking points is that Arpaio served his country for 50 years in the military, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and as Arizona's Maricopa County Sheriff, and that it is not appropriate to send him to prison for enforcing the law and working to keep people safe. Then Kamala Harris tweeted out her comment and showed everyone that she has no perception of the point of presidential pardons. On Twitter she tried to say that Arpaio doesn't deserve a pardon. The reason? Because Joe Arpaio committed a crime. Hot said Morrissey then briefed Harris on pardons, explaining that individuals are only eligible for pardons if they've committed a crime or been convicted of one in the first place. Advertisement. It's quite common sense that the only people who are awarded presidential pardons are criminals. How can you be pardoned of a crime if you don't get convicted for said crime? A senator should understand that clemency involves mainly those who have transgressed, not those who have not. An attorney general in any state would have been involved in those decisions, which raises questions as to just how engaged Harris was in her 6 years serving in that role for California. Judge Jeanine comes forward with shock announcement that left fans stunned. Most TV hosts don't really support President Donald Trump. This isn't a surprise because the liberals own nearly every mainstream media outlet and pundit. Well, Jeanine Pirro isn't one of those. President Trump was being berated during the campaign and lied about. There were fake stories pushed. It's all because Trump was shaking up their establishment and the pendulum swinging between presidents who don't care about the citizens or America. President Trump warned us about all of this. 1984 is coming to life. Advertisement. Now Judge Jeanine Pirro decided to speak about this, and she used her show to discuss over the president's first trimester in office. Pirro agreed that the mainstream media was harsh against the president, but that didn't have any effect on the president's work. Judge Pirro was very firm that it doesn't matter if people love or hate President Trump, we should all rejoice because the U.S. has never had a president like him. It's so nice to be beating the establishment and putting the power back into the power of America's citizens. Through all the ups and downs, our 45th president maintained the same uneasy relationship with the mainstream media that he says has never given him a fair chance. But Donald Trump didn't need the support of the liberal elites to win the White House. He hasn't needed it since he took office. And, if we've learned anything these past 100 days, there's no indication he'll ever bow to the establishment as he continues on his one-man quest to shake up Washington and the world, Pirro said. Advertisement. Liberal TV pundits should understand this because President Trump is the best president since Reagan and will easily be one of the best ever. He's already put Obama to shame with his work ethic. What do you think about this? Do you agree with Pirro? Hillary caught on tape bragging about rigging election, mocking democracy. An audio recording from 2006 has let loose some interesting information about Hillary Clinton. In the recording she was bragging to a newspaper editor that she was planning to rig a nearing election in Palestine. So we shouldn't be shocked by her knowledge of how to rig elections. According to an article by The Observer, on September 5, 2006, Eli Chomsky was an editor and staff writer for the Jewish press, and Hillary Clinton was running for a shoe-in re-election as a U.S. Senator. Advertisement. Her trip where she was visiting numerous editorial boards took her to Brooklyn, New York. She was meeting an editorial board of the Jewish press. Yes, she bragged to a room of Jews that she was rigging an Islamic election. The same Islamists who have supported her claim to the presidency for a long time. The tape was never let loose and has only been heard by the few Jewish press workers in the room. Well, them and Hillary Clinton. According to Chomsky, his old-school audio cassette is the only existent copy and no one has heard it since 2006, until today when he played it for The Observer. The tape is 45 minutes and contains much that is no longer relevant. Advertisement. Chomsky remembers being shocked that anyone could support the idea offered by a national political leader, no less that the U.S. should be in the business of fixing foreign elections. When you shock Chomsky with how corrupt you are, you re pretty diabolical. This is proof that Hillary Clinton is willing to debauch an electoral process. This also gives insight into what it takes to rig an election. Should Clinton be locked up for yet another one of her crimes? Is she the most corrupt politician in American history? Share this story with the world and put Hillary in jail. Breaking: James Comey lands new job absolutely perfect for showboat like him. Former FBI Director James Comey and well-known leaker will be giving a keynote speech to Howard University students in the near future. He will be taking a part-time position at a post to give lectures at the liberal school. The university said Wednesday that Comey, who was fired earlier this year by President Donald Trump, would speak at the convocation slated for September 22, which is designed to welcome students to the historically black university. Advertisement. Comey has been given a one-year position at Howard University. His year will be filled with a whopping 5 lectures about public policy. Yes, he was hired for a year to give 5 lectures. It's not a joke. I am pleased to welcome Mr. Comey to Howard, Howard University President Wayne A. Frederick said in a statement. His expertise and understanding of the challenges we continue to face today will go a long way in sparking rich discussion and advancing meaningful debates across campus. Comey was the brunt of anger from the Democrats last year when he was investigating Hillary Clinton's crimes regarding classified information and a private email server. Then the AG jumped in and told him to call it a matter, and that made the Democrats happy until Hillary lost and they all blamed Comey. Advertisement. Then the Democrats were angry when Trump fired the loser because he was investigating Russian meddling, and that would have explained how the horrible Trump could have beaten the holy Hillary. He cleared Trump on multiple occasions and was fired because he was attempting to usurp power and was unable to do his job without illegally leaking information to the New York Times. He is the reason Robert Mueller has a special counsel now. Flatiron Books said earlier this month that James Comey had a book deal. Do you think Howard University made a bad move?